Okay, so just to go over who we're bringing for this fight, I think I'm, Serene, and Fia are probably going to be the best options here. I'd like to bring... I would consider bringing Lena, but I feel like that... I'll just go over the weapons that I'm also bringing. I feel like Zephyr is just really good, because Lena's is the bow, and we just never got like another bow, so it's kind of a little low right now, is the thing. And Zephyr will cover like some of our physical damage dealing, as well as our electric type when we use the finisher. It also gives us a bit of healing, so it gives us an alternative healing option. And then, so I'm not going to bring Einerjar. I feel like I should for a fight like this, but I think in the interest of giving us more range, bringing Zephyr is better. And I can then bring the Rosier, and that can work as some physical, or it can work as some damage for both Serene and for Fia. And also Ein, although he'll be a little low. And Infinite Arc is just good. Just some good physical damage, I think. Well, not physical, ice damage. That's what I meant. And it's Serene's best weapon. I'm sure there's going to be some point where it's got to be useful, right? And then Book of Gelt. I could bring the Cheer Belt, but we need the healing. We'll deal with the level 3s as they come. This is our final setup for the final battle. And if you couldn't tell, yeah, I'm not exactly, it definitely hurts losing Sierra that way, my gosh. I probably haven't mentioned this, but I've kind of had in my personal experience playing a lot of these games, a lot of the times, at least in recent years, definitely have had some girls that I get attached to in the game that just don't make it in the end, so it never is easy. Let's hear this song, though. Okay. Anything else that I could check? I could just check the configuration. Run! Enemy cutscene is on. Okay, so we're not going to worry about anything else right now. We're just going to deal with this. This is for Sierra. We've got Fia. She's going to be our champion healer. This isn't going to do that much damage, though, is it? Like, this would be a bit better, I think. We've got enough uses of this. Oh, physical. Actually, no, I was wrong. I read that completely wrong. It's not holy that he's resistant to right now. It's actually just all other elements. Like, I'm just curious, how much damage will this do right now? It's still a decent amount, but it's probably better to go with Rosier for the time being. Let's see, Trya. Okay. Decent amount of damage being dealt. How low is the accuracy on this for Ein? Not low enough to justify me not using it. I'll say that much. Okay, let's go ahead and trigger a super, shall we? We still haven't gotten below the 10,000. Screw it. Use a level 1 Serene. Why not? Boom! Just because he's gonna get his max right now. Or she. Ragnarok. Okay, that's going to hurt. Interesting design to it. Just, you know, one wing is actually just only one wing. The other one is kind of just like a skeleton frame of it. Okay, Ein. Thing is that weakness hasn't changed. We really should wait for, what is the timer at? The timer is at 59. We're gonna hold it back for one turn. because I want to give this to Fia. I think she can do more with it. 52. What is the wait time on that? Oh, it's a bit long. I'm still going for it. Gotta hit this. Gotta hit Seth-rah harder while we've actually got the advantage here. Okay, that damage isn't quite as good as I'd like to see, but it's still pretty good. Reasonable chunk. We're at about halfway right now. Just keep going while we've got the holy advantage. Oh, I don't know if I want to trigger another rage, but what are the options? Ein is going to consistently hit with almost anything he throws. Screw it. Screw it. I think we can take it. Wait, Fia? You actually went faster than the boss did? I thought the timer was like set up that she would be like 5 slower, and yet she ended up 5 faster. Okay, Fia. Heal us up, and then we can tank this Ragnarok, and we'll get around to doing damage again. Yeah, that's pretty good. Everyone's almost at full health. Oh, and this is just free damage for Serene here. Oh, I should have used the level 1. What am I thinking? Actually, I'm not even sure if that would have been better. That damage was pretty darn comparable. Dust to darkness. Ragnarok. Let's see. That's a decent chunk of damage to Serene. How well can she tank this? I mean, triggering these level 3s isn't too bad because it's a predictable amount of damage that we can recover from. Okay, who's level 3 can we get off? Well, just get the hits in while you can. Maybe I should just use like some of the lower level ones. Like, yeah, I'll use a level 1 right now. I'm not, like I said, I'm not even sure if this is worth it. It's 999 damage though, and it's guaranteed. And now I think I'll heal for a turn. And then maybe by the time we get back around to Fia, we might be within finisher range. My gosh, this weapon is just fantastic for this fight. Like, really fantastic. Oh, it's like a 50-50 right now, whether we go for this finisher or not. Okay, if Serene gets enough hits, I say we go for it. Fia, are you ready to do this? Let's go for it. Come on. Give us that finisher. Here we go. Cadenza. This is a weapon that has been with us from almost the beginning of the game. Like, it's not been one we've had permanently, but it's one that we picked up really early on. We only had one use of it, but my gosh, did we make good use of that. And here it is, back at the end. Fia's weapon finishing the boss off. I'm glad we won.
It's finally over.
That was good. You can't tell me that wasn't good. I'll take it. We get a weapon for this. Okay, so what is this one? Null Lance. 777. Is that like to everyone? Just like 777 damage, like 7 times to everybody? That's a lucky weapon. Okay. So this is useless to us. The one person who could use it is gone too. I went out of my way to get this weapon, and the one person who could actually make use of it is dead. At least from what I know. All these items that are just like there for Sierra to use. Okay. Oh boy. I'll get rid of the Fallen fan. Farewell to you. Okay, now, maybe there's a chance. Ugh! Who are you? I'm. It is my duty to pass judgment on you, as I have done on countless demons. When I became a Grim Angel, I gained more than just Einerjar for my wings. In Riviera, I found friends, as well as the courage to do what's right. This world doesn't need an absolute god, and it doesn't need the retribution. I was too weak. I see now your true power, the strength of your will. My existence was brief. So be it. Kaz. Is that our final score there? Like, we got over 1 million points over the course of this. Items left 15, pleased 4, turns taken 103. Of course, I always kind of take too long in terms of turns. I don't play this game optimally in terms of turns taken. Get some TP back. What now? So is it always... Do they have a different cutscene here, depending on who you lose? Because I'm assuming I'm right here, and it's not always just... Unless I'm really that unlucky, and the one girl I get attached to is the one you'd always lose. I'm assuming that it's whoever has the most affection would be missing from this? But anyway. It's over. It's finally over. The place is crumbling. Let's get out of here. There's nowhere to run. Are we gonna die? It doesn't seem fair. Is this the will of the gods? I defeated Hector and saved Riviera. I wasn't able to protect Sierra. Why does it have to end like this? I just had a horrible thought. What if this was all part of the gods' plan? What if we're just puppets in their show? Do we really have any control over our future? Where am I? What happened to us? Hein, thank you for fulfilling your promise. Hector and Seth have vanished. There is no one left to actuate the retribution. Riviera is saved. Really? It was a long journey. Only you could have accomplished such feats. But I lost one of my friends. Honestly, I'd say more than one. I feel like Letta, you knew him long enough to also consider him sort of a friend. Sierra. All hope is not lost. Are you gonna pull this game? Are you gonna give us a chant? Huh? Sierra! Damn it, game! Ugh. Dang it! Ugh. Why would you... You toyed with my emotions. Of course you would. Of course. Ein? Why am I... I called her soul back from death. This is my final gift to you and to Riviera. I've used the last of my power. Ursula. Since my opposite Seth has disappeared, I shall soon follow. But who will protect Riviera? Those who live there. Those who have a future. I believe in them. And you. Farewell, Savior of Riviera. Thanks, Ursula. Thank you. Thank you so much for this. You have my blessing, O honorable angel. So everyone's okay. I'll be honest, I do kind of like that idea as a mechanic. I hate what it meant in terms of... Sierra, Rose! We're safe. I'll talk more when we're not in auto-scroll. Huh? I'm alive? Where are we?
This is Alendia. So, we made it back alive.
Thank goodness. It must have been Ursula's blessing. You're probably right.
Riviera is peaceful now.
Yeah. No more Seth. No more judgment. Riviera is a free land at last. You did it! Okay. So, Master Ryan, you're safe. You are a true hero. I really did actually kind of like the mechanically, like what they did. Alendia exists today because of you. Thank you, Wine, from the bottom of my heart. Like, it's cool, the idea that the person that perhaps you've grown the most attached to, that you put so much faith in and used throughout battles, you're our hero.
Thanks, mister.
Just that they would take that person away from you in the biggest battle of the game. And potentially leave you thinking that they're dead as well. I'm glad to know we have it tomorrow. We need not fear demons anymore. It's a cool move. Like, I don't know if I would have been quite as okay with it if they hadn't. The winds have calmed. It's weird trying to have this talk while... I might just skip some of this. So, just to finish my thoughts. So basically, I like it mechanically. I think it's cool that a person that you've come to rely on so much, that is probably the person that, you favored throughout the game, is the person that you aren't allowed to fight with. Thankfully, I had somebody else that I'd grown really attached to in Thea. And, my gosh, that battle must be so much worse if you don't have Thea. Because if you have lower health, like you didn't build up your stats enough, and you lose Thea for that fight, you are in so much trouble. Like, you don't have any healing. If you don't have things like the cheer bell, or things like that, that fight just must be ridiculous to deal with. And I can see why you guys told me to go to that secret area now, why you made such a big deal of the bombs, because the Rosier is such a huge weapon for that fight. Like, it single-handedly was basically carrying the entirety of that fight. I mean, I think that it may be okay if, say, there were some other options, like, say, I don't know, like, she would have gone through the shifts. I keep getting confused because it's like Seth was female, but Hector is male. Oh, hey, Sola. Yeah, you can. Yeah, but yeah, it was cool. I like this game a lot. Like, right out of the gate, like it was very easy to figure out sort of how to get around. I really do like the idea of it, where it's like, there is a lot of emphasis placed on, like, your choices, like, everything you decide is, like, influencing your journey, how many points you get, your reputation with characters, and you have a limited inventory space, and it's something that I've always had a problem with in games, is the fact of being a hoarder. So, when a game like this is constantly forcing you to just change your weapons and what you're using all the time, it really is quite, I don't know, refreshing. It forces me to adapt my mindset where I have to force myself into giving up. Okay, I'll talk more after this. Now that we're home. You're late.
Sareen, can you pass me the seasoning?
Okay, this one? This is it. A cake of Alendia's best fruits.
Yummy! It looks so good, just one bite.
Oh no, you don't. Hein gets the first bite. That is my decision.
Why?
Well, because...
Because why?
No reason.
Oh wow, the cake's already done. I should probably finish my paella too then.
Paella?
I need more heat. Fire!
Sierra, the fire's burning!
Oops, now what? How'd the flood spell go? It's going to ruin our house.
Oh dear. Stop talking until we put the fire out. The whole house is going to burn down.
It's already been a whole month. It all seems so surreal. I can't believe we made it through alive.
I know what you mean.
Still, my voice still hasn't returned.
I'm sorry, Rose.
So, what are your plans? You gonna head back to Asgard, or...?
Me? Well... Thanks to Ein and his friends, the Accursed were defeated, and Riviera was saved. It is said that Ein never returned to Asgard, but instead lived out his days in the Promised Land, with the sprites. Do we get to see anything special now? The epilogue. At the Neld Ruins. This is where we met Sierra, right? This area?
I've never seen this herb before. I bet I could use it to develop new spells. Ein, I found something incredible.
An herb?
With this, magic would advance 10 years.
Really?
I just need to test it.
Huh? Oh, am I the guinea pig here, or... or maybe not. Maybe we just get to... So, did it work?
Huh? I don't know what the problem is.
Just burn. We get a nice little cutscene here.
Now it's your turn, Ein.
Ein remained in Riviera, and along with Sierra, searched the Neld ruins for hidden knowledge. In fact, all the spells used today in modern Riviera stem from magic those two discovered. Aw, that's nice, like... Thus ends my accounts of the intertwining histories of Asgard and Riviera. I saw, heard, and is this Rose? The events firsthand?
Fate is not something forced onto you, nor is it something one yields to.
Cause didn't we just talk with Rose like about writing a book?
Fate is something to be carved with one's own hands. If you believe in yourself, you will break free from all that binds you. I hope to pass this message on to as many people as I can. This is dedicated to a certain angel who was my dearest friend.
It's definitely Rose. Rose wanted to write a book. Written by Rose R. Crawford. Historian. Ah. Finn. Yeah, that was really good. I had a lot of fun with this. Like I said, the game is like mechanically really. It was something I grasped really early on. It was able to pick up on really quick, and I loved the way that the game worked with how you're kind of constantly just upgrading through trying different weapons and experimenting, and there's just so much to the game. Like, there's so many different decisions or paths that you can take. I really appreciated the work of you guys. Blue Wolf and Mystic Witch. You guys did an incredible job of pointing out things for me to watch out for or check out, which allowed me to see things in the game that I may have missed if this was all just based on my choices and decisions. So I really appreciate the work you guys did in sticking around throughout this series and helping me out in some of those regards. And the combat, I like the combat. I'll be like, there's definitely some. So I like the combat system in that it actually reminds me kind of like of the combat from one of my favorite games, Okami. It's like the same kind of mechanic where there's like you're dealing with weaknesses, and honestly, like half the time you're not even necessarily as concerned with things like, say, the like surviving to beat the battle. Like, that does become a factor in some of them, but it's honestly like you're engaged because you're trying to like S rank and do as well as you can in the battles. I do like that system, and I like how the system is kind of like pushing you to try and get go for like those level 3 finishers or finishing with Ein's weapon, which is incredibly. I like his weapon because it's like an all or nothing kind of weapon. Like, it feels incredibly overpowered at times, but in some situations, especially with the longer fights, it's like a gamble to go for it, because even though it's like so powerful, you're limiting yourself to a single finisher with it. So I like that aspect of it, where it's like super powerful, but you only get the one shot with it. So you better make it count. And yeah, as you could guess with the characters, I became particularly attached to Sierra. I don't know, there's a thing with me and some of these RPGs, like, I often get a preference for characters that are like fire type. Like, I've had a habit of really sort of getting attached to my fire mage type characters. Like one of the last RPGs that I was recently playing was Persona 4 Golden, and like, I'd actually seen that entire game beforehand, but when I actually finally got around to playing it for myself, I got particularly attached to using Yukiko, who wasn't someone that I necessarily had paid as much attention to before, but I really just liked using her and her fire attacks and just burning everything. And I guess kind of the same thing happened here with Sierra. And Fia, of course, is just amazing character. That, like I said, I feel like if you... Going for Fia's ending must be one of the harder things to do in this game, because it means that it actually challenges you on the boss, where you either have to like damage race it, because there's very limited options for healing. Well, no, actually, that's not true. It would probably just mean you would have to take advantage of some of those items like elixirs, which I just completely just threw out the window because I was relying on Fia so much for that. So it must be interesting, like, because the thing is, though, is that you would be relying so much on Fia that maybe you would not necessarily be keeping those healing items around. So you could end up really screwed in that boss fight at the end if you had, say, been playing like I was, but had Fia as your max affinity girl. And Lena is really cool. I wish that I got in some more bows towards the end, but the RNG was just like, no, you're just stuck with this one. Because that made me a bit more hesitant to use her. And then, but I think I would have been fine in the boss battle, but I would have preferred, like, using a different weapon. Like, I think, what was it, the Spiral Arch? That would have been really good if I'd kept that, because it was holy. Then Lena would have been a great choice for that final battle. And Serene, Yeah, Serene, I like her a lot. She's very consistent. She's like the other melee type. Basically, it's like Ainz and Serene were like front line for like so long in this game. Yeah, like my main team, I think go-to for so long became like Ayn, Serene, and Sierra on the back line. We just switched over to using Fia more in the later game because, healing becomes more important at that point. Okay, we just go back to the title screen. I just wanted to check that.
Riviera, the promised land.
Okay, and yeah. So where do we go from here? There is some extra stuff that I will want to check, and we'll be doing that next episode. So and then I guess I could say more of some of my thoughts about this game. But I had a lot of fun. It was great, and yeah, with how it ended up, I'm really actually happy. I actually love that kind of twist on the game where it's like you come to the very end and then the game just bumps off like one of the people that's just been so critical to you for the entirety of the game. I think that I think that is so dang cool that they did that here. And I guess a bit about Letta and Malice. I feel a bit bad for Malice because it's like, she was manipulated the whole time by Hector, and she just had completely lost sight of who she was as a person and just became like an avatar of destruction, basically, to be used as a tool. And she never got to see herself as anything beyond that. There was nothing that we got to do for her. So she just had like a really depressing ending for her, honestly. I mean, she did monstrous things, but I feel really sad for how it ended up with her. Like, she just got nothing out of the end of it. Well, I guess, like, in her mind, she was like, she felt like in what she did there at the end that she had somehow salvaged something of her future. Like, she'd made she'd gotten what she wanted out of the price that she had paid. But it's sad because you know for a fact that it meant nothing. Nothing at the end, so...
I still have more training.
As for Letta was cool. We did, like, there was a large gap where we didn't see him, but I liked what they did with Letta's story, and that he actually kind of got somewhat of a redemption arc. I think that was really nice to see, but unfortunately he wasn't going to make it out at the end. Just too much had been given up by him at that point. Anyway, it was a great game. I've enjoyed the story. I'm going to talk some more when we go and look at some of the extra stuff, so thank you guys so much for watching. May you soar like the amazing falcons you are, and have a wonderful day. And I'm really happy that Sierra's alive. Peace out.